Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to the Reptile Barn. Colin here with Gavin, and Gavin is holding his favorite snake that we've got. This is Dragonite. Dragonite is actually on loan from our good friend Colin Dixon. He's a banana green pastel or lace blackback. And he just shed. He's Gavin's favorite snake, and I wasn't letting him hold him for a couple days because he was in shed. Now he's shed out and he looks beautiful, so Gavin was holding him, and I thought to myself, this would be a good time to talk about something that's been on my mind recently. So we have now had multiple people tell us that they were on the very brink of getting a ball python, or not just a ball python, but a snake for their child as a first pet. And it's okay, he's right here. And just as they went into the store to purchase the animal, they saw a sign saying, if your child is under 5 years old, do not keep a reptile in your home because of salmonella, right? And this is annoying to me. On the one hand, I have 3 children, and if it turned out that my reptiles were making my children unsafe in some way, I would get rid of the reptiles. We'd find something else to do. Of course, your children's safety is the most important thing in your life as parents. But, here you go. You hold on to them, okay? There is absolutely no reason in my mind that a healthy child that's not, got some sort of immune system disease can't have this experience right here. He loves these snakes, and my 1-year-old girls love the snakes. We're teaching them how to touch them nice and not squeeze them, and it's a fantastic experience.
Where did he go?
He's hiding in your hood. And Gavin is in here every day helping us clean the snakes and helping us feed the snakes. You're being silly. Oh, look, he's poking out of your little hood there. Oh, it's so cute. Look. Oh.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is. Anyway,
He broke down.
salmonella is... Oh, you want to see? Okay, go ahead and sit down, buddy. Go ahead and sit down, please. There we go. Salmonella is something that many animals can carry.
He's going
If you
again.
keep guinea pigs, if you keep rabbits, if you keep birds, we can carry it. So it's something to be aware of, regardless of if you have reptiles or not. If you ever cook food, if you ever, cook your own homemade food, you have come in contact with salmonella, most likely. A few very basic things to understand about salmonella. It's carried in the digestive tract of the animal. So if you come into contact with an infected animal's feces, you could potentially pick up the salmonella on whatever you touched it with your fingers. If you then put your fingers in your mouth, you could become infected with salmonella, right? So when you've always heard, if you're preparing chicken, raw chicken, you wash your hands because you don't want to be touching things. You don't want to potentially get your fingers or something that you touched into your mouth. You could catch salmonella. So with our children, they are only allowed to play with the snakes while supervised. The girls, we've only recently started allowing to touch the snakes because we have made them understand that they can't put their hands in their mouths after playing with the snakes until we've washed their hands with an antibacterial soap. Gavin is plenty old enough to understand that, so he knows that he has to wash his hands before he does anything else after he plays with the snakes. None of our children have, any sort of disease that would affect their immune system. That would be something to consider, obviously. But other than that, if you just practice basic hygiene, keep your snakes in a clean environment. We clean our snakes' cages every single day. There's not feces lying around. One of the problems with reptiles could be that they defecate and then they crawl through their own feces and it gets on their skin, so that when you touch the snake, you can get it on your hands.
QRSDUV And I know by ABCs.
Oh, be careful. You gotta hold on to him good.
Next time, what you see with me.
Very beautiful, Gavin. But we thought about it and we decided there is no need to wait until our children are 5 years old or whatever, as long as we are careful. The snakes are all kept in a separate room that the kids can't get to unless we bring them in. So there's no chance of them coming in and playing with the snakes and us not knowing about it. We wash their hands. Actually, we put a squirt of Germ-X or something on their hands first, or as soon as we leave the room, and then we also have them wash their hands afterwards. And that's it. So I think we have gotten this false idea that Salmonella is this deadly disease. It's like cancer where you must avoid it at all costs or you're going to die. And of course people have died from Salmonella. I don't want to downplay that, but it's in most people, in most healthy people, it affects you like a common cold. If you get the flu and you're sick for a couple days. Many of us have probably had Salmonella and didn't realize that that's what it was. Is he on your neck, buddy?
Yeah. And he's hanging on my neck.
But please, if you are confident in your parenting skills, that you can supervise your child around a reptile, that you can be certain to wash their hands every single time. One thing with children is keeping them from kissing the snake. So the one thing that I would suggest is an aquatic reptile, like a turtle. That might be something that you want to wait a little bit, because turtles in the water, they defecate, their poop is in the water with them. So their skin, if that turtle has Salmonella in its system, it's probably going to be on its skin because it's swimming in the same water that it defecates in. So I think that your likelihood is much higher that your animal could potentially pass Salmonella onto you. But anything else, I just don't see a reason to. I find the risk so small. It's much more risky to put your child in the car and drive to the store. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I just wanted to address that. If you're very concerned about Salmonella, that's okay. I'm not necessarily trying to force you to get a reptile, but if your only reason for not getting a reptile, if that's the animal that you want and you're ready and everything else is prepared and you're not getting it because of Salmonella, in my understanding at least of this issue, and please, if you guys know of something I'm not covering or something that you think I'm saying wrong, please let me know. I have kids, I would love to know. But as far as I have understood in the research I've done, to our mind, it was not a reason to stay away from snakes. Our little kids love these animals, and they are learning responsibility, helping us work in our snake room here. I just think that it's so positive for them, and yeah, that's where we're at today. This guy's checking out the camera. But yeah, so go ahead and you can find us on Instagram, Facebook. Our website is thereptilebarn.com. We are on Morph Market, and you can find us on any of those platforms. And if you ever reach out to us, we try and get back to everyone as fast as we can, and we would love to hear from you. So go ahead and do that. And until next time, we're the Reptile Barn.